My product was designed to be a phone lockbox for those who want to get study done without distractions. To initially create this product, the electronics were built using an Arduino Uno I had sourced off a youth leader. It took a long time for this to work though, as I was new to coding and electronics. After a long time of testing, I was able to get the electronics working. I could then start to 3D model. SolidWorks was a vital resource that allowed me to get specific dimensions and put all the parts together in an assembly to see my entire creation. All of my components were precisely measured, and through some edge of the tissue calculations, I could account for the uncertainty of 3D printing, allowing for the holds of each of them to be precise and require minimal extra workshop time. These parts of SolidWorks were then sent to 3D print, where they would be received in the next few days. Once these prints had finished, I had to remove all the scaffolding, which posed a small issue. Some of the supports were a little difficult to remove. Using a blunt flathead screwdriver, this was easily fixed as I could wedge it under the supports, removing them in no time. Once all the scaffolding was removed, I started some initial testing of the components to see if they would fit into their prepared slots in the main body. Due to my accurate 3D modeling of SolidWorks, all the parts could fit with ease, although the potentiometers and dials had trouble staying together due to the extended length in between them. To fix this, I hand sanded down the dials one by one to give enough space for the potentiometer to connect to them. Following this, soldering needed to be completed on the slide potentiometer and twist potentiometers because the jumper cables were unable to connect to them while they were in the product. This was quite easy to do, even though it was my first time. While soldering, it was very important to keep the ventilation on and that everything except the parts I was soldering together were away from the hot tip of the soldering iron. When the soldering iron wasn't in use, it was placed in a small stand which prevented anybody from touching it and injuring themselves. Once all the preparing was done, I could finally create my product. Firstly, I attached the breadboard to the right side on the interior of the main body. This was done by peeling off the covering, which revealed a sticky side to securely attach. To secure the Arduino on the opposite side, measurements were taken of the connection points, and using a ruler, I marked spots which were then drilled through. While drilling, I made sure to secure the part I was drilling to the table with some scrap wood in between, and to keep my hands away from the drill bit while it was running. I then also drilled a hole for the power cable to run through. As I wired all the components together, I made sure to regularly test that it was working, so I could guarantee that I was doing it all correctly. After this, I needed to secure the display and the slide potentiometer to the front of the body. This was quite easy, as I had picked out screws earlier and had already tested them out in my prototyping phase. I used a screwdriver to securely attach them. I then placed in my grate in the bottom to allow airflow so the components wouldn't overheat. Once all of this was done, I had finally finished my product. As you can see, when I put my phone into the lockable area and turn the product on, it locks away. Then, after doing some work, I could turn the dial up and get my phone back. Overall, this product took a lot of time to get working, and I would definitely do some research next time before playing with electronics. Overall, my products will help users complete study efficiently and productively while relieving stress through the organization of a progress bar and with customizable tasks.